You've done the research. You know what you need to do. You've seen the path clearly. And yet, something inside you keeps pulling back. Not failure, not laziness. Something quieter than that. A resistance, like an invisible hand pressing against your chest every time you get close. And the terrifying part? That hand is yours. Most people blame the outside world, the economy, their upbringing, bad timing, and sometimes those things are real. But for people like you, the obstacle is rarely out there. It's in here. You've watched yourself procrastinate on things you actually want. Avoid opportunities you spent months praying for. Shrink back, right at the moment you should have stepped forward. Ever notice how right after a big win, you suddenly get sick? Or pick a fight with someone close to you? Or start procrastinating on the very next step? That's not bad luck. That's not coincidence. That's your brain pulling you back to familiar ground. And no matter how many times it happens, you can't explain it. Because it makes no sense. Why would anyone be afraid of getting what they want? Think about the last time you were close. Close to a real breakthrough. A new level. Something that would genuinely change your life. What happened? Maybe you suddenly got busy. Found something else that needed attention. Told yourself the timing wasn't right. Convinced yourself you needed to prepare more. Learn more. Wait more. And the opportunity passed. And you moved on. Quietly. Like it never happened. That wasn't procrastination. That was self-sabotage. And it has a very specific cause. To understand why you're doing this to yourself, you have to look past your goals and look at the primal programming running in the background. Your brain doesn't measure success the way you think it does. To you, success means growth, achievement, freedom. But to your brain, success means change. And change means danger. Because your brain's deepest function is not to make you happy. It is to keep you alive. And alive means familiar. Psychologists call this the upper limit problem. The closer you get to a breakthrough, the harder your brain pushes back. The version of you that exists right now is a known quantity. Your brain knows how to run it, protect it, predict it. But the successful version of you? New relationships, new responsibilities, new expectations, new threats. Your brain cannot predict that person. And what it cannot predict, it fears. Think of it like this. Imagine driving a high-performance car with one foot on the gas and the other slammed on the brake. That's exactly what happens in your nervous system every time you start to succeed. Think of this like your body's internal thermostat. If you get too hot with success, your brain tries to cool you back down to the temperature it knows. Your mind and body are always trying to return to what feels normal. And normal is not where you want to be. Normal is where you've always been. So when you start growing, when the gap between who you are and who you're becoming starts to widen, your nervous system sounds an alarm. And that alarm doesn't feel like fear. It feels like doubt, like suddenly not being ready, like the goal feeling less important than it did yesterday, like you need just a little more time. That's not logic. That's your brain manufacturing reasons to stay small, because small is safe, and your brain will always choose safe over successful, unless you teach it otherwise. The way out is not to fight the fear. Fighting it gives it power. The way out is to expand what feels normal. Slowly, deliberately, every time you do the thing. Despite the resistance, you send your brain new data. We survived this. This is safe. This is who we are now. And over time, the new level stops feeling like a threat. It starts feeling like home. That's how identity shifts. Not in one dramatic moment. In 100 quiet decisions to move forward anyway. Success doesn't require the absence of fear. It requires the decision to move while it's still there. Your brain will always give you a reason to wait, to prepare more, to play it safe. And every time you listen to it, you vote for the version of yourself that stays exactly where you are. But every time you move anyway, you prove something to your brain, to your body, to the part of you that has been waiting for permission. You don't need permission. You need the next step. The most dangerous comfort zone is not the one built from laziness. It's the one built from potential you were too afraid to touch. You are not afraid of failing. You never were. You are afraid of what happens when you actually succeed. When everything changes. When there's no more hiding. That fear is real, but it is not the truth. And the moment you stop running from it is the moment it loses its hold on you. This is the inner standard, and this is where that starts.